Cruises are supposed to feel all-inclusive. You book your cabin, your meals are covered, entertainment is included, and you think you're set. But let's be real. The second you step on board, the cruise line turns into a masterclass in upselling. Drinks, spa treatments, Wi-Fi, duty-free shopping, excursions, casino chips. It's basically a floating mall where every swipe feels painless in the moment. And that's where most passengers fall into the trap. Because here's the truth, not every purchase should go on a credit card. In fact, some of the most common buys on board are the exact ones season cruisers avoid charging. Why? Because they lead to inflated bills and hidden fees and sky-high interest or exclusive deals that aren't really deals at all. The scary part is, most people don't even realize it until it's too late, when the statement lands after the trip and that $200 little splurge has ballooned into a $300 mistake. That's why today I'm breaking down 11 cruise purchases you should never put on a credit card, and more importantly, what to do instead. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to cruise smarter, avoid those financial hangovers that ruin the memories, and still enjoy all the fun without a shred of regret. So number 1, onboard cash advances. Let's start with one of the ugliest traps, using your cruise card at the ship's ATM or casino desk to grab cash. And here's why that stings. Your credit card company doesn't treat that withdrawal like a normal purchase. It's flagged as a cash advance, and that means you're hit with a steep transaction fee, often 3 to 5% of whatever you withdraw. Interest starts immediately, no grace period. So if you take out $200, you're paying interest from day one. And the interest rate for cash advances is usually higher than for purchases, sometimes 25% plus APR. So that quick $200 just-in-case cash, well, by the time you pay it off, it might cost $240 or more. Multiply that by a few withdrawals, and suddenly your cruise got way more expensive. And here's the kicker. Onboard ATMs often tack on their own fees too, so it's a double whammy. Fees from the cruise line, plus fees from your credit card company. Now the smarter alternative is to bring a small amount of local currency in advance, or use a debit card at ATMs in port, where fees are lower and you won't rack up interest. Some experienced cruisers even use travel cards with no foreign ATM fees. Number 2, duty-free shopping sprees. Next, let's talk about duty-free shopping. The glowing lights, the perfume counters, the walls of liquor bottles. It's like every cruise ship is half vacation, half airport mall. Now here's the problem. Duty-free doesn't automatically mean cheap. Many items, especially liquor and tobacco, can be a good deal compared to home, but plenty of passengers swipe their credit cards for watches, handbags, or exclusive items without realizing they're actually overpaying. Cruise lines know this. They design duty-free spaces to trigger impulse buys, free tastings, limited time signs, the illusion of scarcity. Add a little vacation buzz, and suddenly people are charging thousands on a card for things they never planned to buy. And remember, with credit cards, impulse feels painless until the statement lands. That $300 cologne set or discounted designer watch you swiped on board, you could probably find it for less online or in port without the interest charges. The smarter alternative is to treat duty-free shopping as entertainment, not obligation. If you want something big, say a Tag Heuer watch or a diamond ring, research prices before your cruise. If the cruise shop really beats retail and you were already planning to buy, then it can make sense. But never swipe just because you're on vacation and it feels tax-free. Number 3, overpriced excursions booked on board. Now let's move into excursions, one of the most common ways passengers overspend with a credit card. Booking through the cruise line feels safe. You know the ship will wait for you if your tour runs late, and the operators are vetted. But here's the truth. Excursions booked on board are almost always marked up heavily. That $100 snorkeling trip, the local guide might only be charging about $60 if you book directly online or at the dock. The cruise line takes a massive cut, and you pay the difference. Now here's where the credit card danger comes in. When you swipe on board, the transaction feels painless, and you don't see the markup. You just think, okay, we need something to do in port, let's book it. And then you get home, look at your bill, and realize you spent hundreds extra for tours you could have bought at half the price. And here's another catch. Excursions are usually non-refundable once you book. If the weather's bad or you change your mind, too late. Your card's already been charged. The smarter alternative is to pre-book excursions before the cruise, either through the cruise line's website, where you can sometimes use onboard credit or loyalty discounts, or with independent operators who have strong reviews. Independent tours are often cheaper, smaller groups, and more personalized. And you can pay with a credit card at home, where you can compare prices and make sure it's really worth it. Number 4, last-minute spa packages. This one is a classic. You're walking through the ship. You smell the eucalyptus steam, and suddenly the spa feels irresistible. You swipe your card for a massage or facial, and boom, there goes $200+. Cruise ship spas are notoriously overpriced. A massage that costs $80 at home could run $180 to $220 at sea. And here's the sneaky part. They almost always tack on a service fee of 18 to 20%, automatically added to your bill. No choice. And don't forget the upsell. After your spa treatment, the therapist will gently suggest creams or oils or packages that cost another few hundred. Swipe in the moment, and you don't feel the sting until your credit card statement arrives. Spa services also eat into your time on board. Some passengers swipe impulsively, spend a chunk of their day in the treatment, and later regret missing out on shows and dinners or pool time. The smarter alternative, if you love spa days, is to book treatments in port instead. Many resorts and day spas offer massages for half the cruise price, and often in more scenic settings. Now, if you want the ship spa experience, wait for port days when discounts kick in, and use onboard credit instead of a card. That way, you indulge without piling on interest or buyer's remorse. Number 5, internet packages. This one catches almost every first-time cruiser. Wi-Fi. You bored, you're excited. You realize you want to post sail-away photos to Instagram, maybe FaceTime family and check email. The ship advertises internet packages at $20 to $30 per day per device. You swipe your card, no hesitation, because, hey, it's 2025. Who can survive a week offline? Here's the truth. Cruise ship Wi-Fi is one of the worst value for money purchases you can put on a credit card. First, it's expensive. A family of 4 could easily rack up $400 to $600 just for basic connectivity. Second, the service is inconsistent. Even with new satellite systems, you'll still hit dead zones, slow speeds, and frustrating logins. You're basically paying premium prices for hotel lobby level Wi-Fi. And here's the kicker. Paying with a credit card makes the sting feel smaller in the moment. You don't feel the pain until you're home, scrolling through your statement and realizing you spent as much on Wi-Fi as you did on an entire excursion. The smarter alternative is to buy in advance. Cruise lines often discount Wi-Fi if you purchase pre-cruise, sometimes up to 30% off. Or be strategic. Only log on in ports, where you can use your cellular plan or grab free cafe Wi-Fi. Some savvy cruisers even buy international eSIMs for a fraction of the cost. Now, Wi-Fi at sea isn't evil. It's the way you pay for it that matters. Putting it on a card on board just multiplies the cost. Number 6, casino chips. The casino is a huge draw on many cruise ships. Blackjack tables are buzzing and slot machines are flashing. Free drinks are flowing. It feels like Las Vegas on the water, but there's a hidden danger in how you fund that fun. Now, when you walk up to the cashier and swipe your credit card for chips, here's what happens. The transaction is processed as a cash advance, just like the onboard ATM. That means instant fees, usually 3 to 5%. No grace period. Interest starts right away. Higher cash advance APR compared to normal purchases. So your $100 chip buy-in could actually cost you $120 or more once fees and interest stack up. And if you lose that $100 at the tables, you're now paying interest on money you don't even have anymore. The casino makes it feel easy and seamless. Swipe, play, enjoy. But what they don't tell you is that your credit card company treats it like borrowing cash at a loan shark rate. Smarter alternative. Bring a set amount of cash for gambling. Decide your budget before the cruise. $200, $500, whatever you're comfortable with, and stick to it. That way, your casino play stays entertainment and not debt. Now, if you absolutely must use a card, at least check if your card treats casino purchases as regular transactions. Some travel cards do, though it's rare. But for most passengers, Swiping here is like throwing money overboard. Number 7. Drink packages charged daily. The famous all-you-can-drink package. For many cruisers, this feels like a must-have. Swipe once and suddenly every cocktail, beer, wine, or soda is free. But here's the hidden problem: how it hits your credit card. Most cruise lines require everyone in the cabin above drinking age to buy the package if one person does. So if you're traveling as a couple and only one of you drinks heavily, too bad, you're both paying. And that adds up to hundreds per person. And here's the math. Unless you're consistently drinking 6 to 8 alcoholic beverages per day, you're not actually breaking even. Most people don't realize this because they're charging it to their card, where the number feels abstract. They think, oh, it's vacation, I'll get my money's worth. But at the end of the week, they've spent $800+ for drinks they could have bought a la carte for $400. Another catch: these packages don't always include premium brands, bottled water, or specialty coffees. So even after buying the unlimited deal, you still might swipe more on extras. The smarter alternative: run numbers honestly before you sail. If you're not a heavy drinker, skip the package and just buy drinks individually. Or use onboard credit, which softens the blow. Some cruise lines even let you bring a bottle or two of wine per cabin. Perfect for casual drinkers. The danger isn't the drinks, it's the illusion of value. Charging it to your credit card makes it feel painless until you realize you paid double for the privilege of free cocktails. Number 8. Art auctions. Now let's talk about one of the most notorious cruise ship money traps: the art auction. It sounds harmless. Free champagne, a lively auctioneer, a room full of colorful paintings. You think, well, I'll just watch. But after 2 glasses of bubbly and a little peer pressure, you're suddenly raising your paddle for a limited edition print at $2,000. Swipe your card, and just like that, you've bought art you weren't even looking for. Here's the truth: most cruise art auctions aren't about rare finds. They're about selling mass-produced prints dressed up as exclusives. The value on resale is often a fraction of what you paid. Many passengers get home and try to appraise their investment and realize it's worth pennies compared to what they were charged. And credit cards make it even worse because you're not paying cash. You don't feel the weight of the purchase in the moment. The combination of alcohol, vacation mood, and easy swiping is exactly what the auction relies on. The smarter alternative is to treat art auctions as entertainment. Enjoy the free champagne, clap for the bids, but keep your credit card in your pocket. If you genuinely love art, research galleries before you cruise or buy directly from the local artists in port, where your money supports real craftsmanship. I've seen countless passengers regret auction splurges once they get home. It's not that art is bad, it's that cruise art is almost never worth the price you'll swipe for it. Number 9. Overpriced photos. Everywhere you turn on a cruise, there's a photographer with a camera. When you board, when you step into the dining room, when you're dressed up for formal night, even when you're stepping off the ship in port. It feels fun and glamorous to have those moments captured. But here's the trap: the photos cost a fortune. A single print can run $20 to $30. And the way they present them, displayed in glossy frames on the wall, makes you feel like you have to buy them all. Families especially get hit hard here. They'll take dozens of photos, and by the end of the cruise, you're staring at $200 to $400 worth of pictures. Swipe your credit card and it feels painless in the moment. We'll treasure these moments forever. But when you're at home and that statement hits, it stings. Because let's be honest, half those photos sit in a drawer or on a shelf, forgotten. The other catch? Digital access isn't always included. Some cruise lines still only sell physical prints, which means you're paying a premium for something you can't even back up easily. The smarter alternative is to be selective. Choose 1 or 2 photos you absolutely love and buy those. Skip the gallery sweep. Better yet, bring a smartphone tripod or ask fellow passengers to snap group shots with your phone. You'll capture most of the same moments for free. And if you really want professional photos, consider pre-booking a private session with the ship's photographer. The cost per photo is often lower, and you'll walk away with high-quality keepsakes. Photos are wonderful souvenirs, but putting them on your credit card is a quick way to turn memories into buyer's remorse. Number 10. Jewelry and luxury goods on board. Here's another classic cruise trap: the jewelry stores. Every ship has them. Sparkling displays of diamonds and watches and gold chains, designer handbags. The shops advertise duty-free deals and exclusive collections, and it feels like the perfect vacation splurge. Swipe your card, walk out with something shiny, and you're convinced you scored a bargain. But here's the reality. Cruise ship jewelry is rarely the deal it appears to be. Some items are genuine, yes, but prices are often inflated compared to what you could find on land, and the whole duty-free angle can be misleading. Sure, you're not paying local tax, but that doesn't mean the base price isn't marked up to compensate. Worse, returns and warranties can be a nightmare. Once you're off the ship, good luck sending something back if you regret the purchase. Many passengers discover too late that they've paid thousands for a piece worth far less on resale. And let's not forget psychology. The cruise shops rely on what I call vacation fog. You're relaxed, maybe sipping champagne, feeling like you deserve something special. Add in the ease of a credit card swipe, and suddenly you're spending $5,000 on a diamond bracelet you never intended to buy. Smarter alternative. If you're genuinely shopping for jewelry, do your research before the cruise. Know fair market prices. Compare models online and set a budget. Only buy on board if the shop truly beats those numbers. And even then, pay with intention, not impulse. Now, for most passengers, though, the smarter move is to skip the onboard jewelry store altogether. And if you want a keepsake, shop from local artisans in port. It's cheaper, more unique, and supports the community you're visiting. Jewelry isn't a bad buy. It's the way it's sold on board that makes it a credit card danger. Number 11. Travel insurance purchased last minute on board. And finally, the one purchase that might surprise you most. Travel insurance bought through the cruise line after you've already boarded. Because here's the problem. Not only is it more expensive, but the coverage is usually weaker than third-party plans. Cruise line insurance tends to be basic. It might cover trip cancellation or minor medical, but it often skips the big-ticket items like medical evacuation, serious hospital coverage, or cancel for any reason policies. So why do people buy it on board? Simple. Fear. You hear stories of people getting sick at sea. You realize you're not covered, and you panic swipe your credit card for peace of mind. But by then, it's too late. You're paying premium prices for subpar coverage. And once again, the credit card makes it feel easy in the moment. But when you compare later, you realize you could have gotten a much stronger policy for less if you'd booked before the cruise. Smarter alternative. Always buy travel insurance in advance. Compare third-party providers. Look for policies that cover medical evacuation and trip interruption, and lock it in before final payment. You'll get better protection, and you'll pay far less than the inflated cruise line option. Insurance is essential, but buying it on board with a credit card is one of the worst ways to do it. So now I want to hear from you. What's the one thing you regret buying on a cruise? Was it that drink package you didn't use, or a stack of overpriced photos? Or maybe that can't-miss deal at an art auction that didn't look quite as good when you got home? Share your story in the comments. Not only do I read them all, but your experience might save someone else from making the same mistake. And if you're hungry for more insider knowledge, don't stop here. Check out the next video on screen for strategies that'll help you cruise smarter from day one. And don't forget to join our free school community through the link in the description. That's where I post bonus tips, answer your cruise questions directly, and where you'll find a growing group of travelers swapping stories, hacks, and ideas for their next voyage. Your voyage is just beginning.